y'all. Hey, it's Jasmine, and I'm back with part 2 of the episode with my cousin Whitley. Let's do this. Keep watching. Fast forward, and I feel like this is when it, again, hit. And I was, again, not prepared. I was not prepared. After Mandy passed, and we were all still reeling from that, like still like
at the top of the year.
At the top of the year. A couple months later, I found out my mom was sick. And that, I feel like for anybody that was...
I remember that day. I remember her coming in the house. I was standing on the stairs and she said it to me and I was like, okay. And then at the end of the year, so it was like a movie that replayed from that moment to the hospital the last day. And I remember I kept replaying the movie because I was like, if I just start it one more time, like if I just restart it one more time, it'll be different. For months I did that. I just was like, let me restart this movie one more time. Like just one more time. And that was what I did every day. Like every day I restarted this movie for me standing on the stairs to the hospital.
Maybe there's a different outcome.
Just because this isn't real.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Mandy at the top of the year, and then now your mom at the end of the year, like that's insane.
Absolutely insane. And the idea of like, let me find a way in this movie to change the outcome. Would it be more chemo? Would it be going to radiation? Would it be finding a different doctor? Would it like...
One of the... Buckle your seatbelt.
Oh, gosh.
One of the biggest, like, things that I wish were different was the last time she came home. I wish that she wouldn't have. I wish that she wouldn't have, because first of all, none of us were prepared for that. None of us were prepared.
No.
I was in Jacksonville and came back home to her and Jen on the couch.
Yeah.
And you hadn't told me like what was going on because I was in Jacksonville, and then you also had problems with your dad. So it was like, one, you didn't have time to tell me what was going on.
That month was a whirlwind. But anyways, continue.
I remember coming home and seeing her. And normally she's like, hey, how was your day? Like, did you let those people get to you? And all she did was a hand wave. And I was like, And then Jen was there. She's like, hey, Whitley. And I was like, hey. I just went to my room because I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I remember talking to my sister, Wendy. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And because Janet had told her. And so she let me know. And I was like, and I remember talking to you, maybe because I think that night or the next night, she ended up going back to the hospital. And I was like, but why? And I was like, she got herself discharged. Mm-hmm. And I understand that, like, especially after being in the hospital. But I wish that she wouldn't have done that.
And it was almost like because of her already, like, declining condition, they were kind of like, well, there's not much we can do except for just keep her in the hospital. And so she was like, well, my mama, I feel like Mandy and my mama, both of them were very stubborn.
I mean, I think it's a family thing.
Oh, very stubborn. And I think
it's a family thing.
It is a family thing because
we don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it. But I feel like they were both very stubborn, and so she was just, I'm ready to go home. I want to go home.
Also, that's not the picture she portrayed to any of us. She was just like, they're discharging me, like everything's great. But I have learned that, especially people that are dealing with cancer, like they don't want people to know how bad it is.
Correct.
So, like, she definitely was just like, everything's great. Like,
I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then she's at home. And when I tell you, those nights before she went back to the hospital were probably some of the scariest nights I had.
Our house wasn't necessarily quiet. It wasn't loud, but it was deafening. Like, it was like hospital quiet and cold.
Yes.
And I was like, the best I got is going to work, because I remember you and I, like, leading up to this, I had started coaching you a little bit. And I remember, like, we're going to have a safe word. Because you also were downplaying things, because you're like, oh, this happened today. And I'm like, because you would also, like, text me. And if you text me, like, in an emergency, it doesn't read that way.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, first of all, we need a code word, because, like,
Girl, because just to put, like, to give you guys the visual of what was going on in that time frame. Both of my parents decided on the same exact day
to go to the hospital.
Admit themselves to the hospital on the same exact day. But my dad is in Jacksonville and my mom is here in Orlando.
Your dad was also, so with your mom, you could see, like, you were here, so you could see the severity. Your dad is just like, my leg's been swollen longer than it should have.
Yeah. So it's like,
so I'm just go get this looked at. Didn't pack a bag, didn't do anything. He's like,
I'm just going.
And he's like, but I'm just letting you know, but I should be home this afternoon. That man was getting ready to have a heart attack.
He was very close to some major things happening. Thankfully, he admitted himself when he needed to. So they were able to look at it because he had
blood clots.
He had blood clots. And they were in his leg. And if he had not dealt with it when he did,
yeah, like it was,
I could have been losing both of my parents. And I'm like internally screaming at both of my parents. So as we get closer, where things are happening, my dad is like getting checked out. He's updating me as much as he can. I'm going up there to see him. My sisters thankfully are here, but that's not their dad. So it's not like they're the ones that have to like primarily check on him.
Once everyone realized the severity of what was going on, your sisters did step up and they were at the house every day.
I'm like, listen, I got to go up here. I got to go back and forth on a regular basis. At least once a week, I think it was at least once a week, I was going up there to see him, to check on him, to make sure he was good.
Because you also had to go by the house and like get things in order, because he just went thinking like,
I'll be home.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, so I had to go to his house, get him clothes, get him stuff.
Yeah.
Take it to him. And then, babes, that time was a whirlwind. And I'm like,
and it's still a blur.
It's still a blur.
I'm not surprised at how much I remember, but everything was such a blur. Like, days went into days that I can't give you the day of the week that it was that anything happened, because it just seemed like one long day.
It does.
I remember checking on you, like, did you sleep today? Like, did you eat today? And then it was like, that was the best I got. I remember leaving for work was hard, because your mom would always be on the couch like, oh, okay, like, have a good day. Don't let those people get to you. Don't stress out about anything. And then it got to where it was just a hand wave. And I was like, I don't. And I was like, I don't think this is going the way that anyone expected. I remember after standing on the stairs and texting one of my friends, like, my aunt was just diagnosed with cancer. I remember texting my friend pleading. I was like, God wouldn't do this. Like, I'm not about to lose a cousin and an aunt in the same year. I was like, this isn't real. I was like, this isn't about to happen. Like, literally pleading. And my friend was like, I can't say that this won't happen. And I knew, and I understood, and I agreed with him and him saying that. But I was just like, no, like, this isn't going to happen. Like, we're at least going to make it to another year, because, like, this can't happen. It was that December was like earth shattering, because there were so many things that happened. It was Christmas. We were decorating the house for Christmas, and we wanted stockings. And then I was like, yeah, I saw them. And then I was like, I didn't get them. And you're like, no, I'm going to go get them. Like, we have to get them. And I was like, I was trying to soften it. And I was like, no, Jasmine, I don't think we should do that. And you were like, no, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, Jasmine, how many do we get? because I was like, if we get 4 stockings and there's not 4 people here for Christmas, but then also if we get 3 and acknowledge what's going on.
Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that?
So there was no stockings.
We got no stockings. And we just...
She had a gift under the Christmas tree. And when Arden's gifts were pulled hers was tucked in the back. And when Arden's gifts got pulled from under the tree, we saw it. Immediately the next day. Like, I woke up early the next day and I was like, return right now.
Oh yeah, because we didn't want to leave it there. We did not want to leave it sitting there. I don't even
think you touched it when you were just like, let's get this out of the way and get these other kids.
Because I couldn't.
It was immediate for me. Like,
I couldn't
immediately returning this.
Yeah. December of 2023 is one of the months that I was just like, I was merely existing as a shell of who I was, simply because I was pulled in so many different directions. That month is a blur. My father ended up having to have, at the beginning of the following year, he ended up having to have part of his leg amputated. And that in itself was like, I literally just dealt with, okay, she's gone. Okay. Now you have to save your life. This is something that you need to have.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. You have to make this decision. So I'm navigating that space with my dad in the midst of me like, I can't lose another parent. I can't, if I would have lost both of them at the same,
it's what you're saying is not funny. The pitch of your voice, the hysteria.
Because I would have lost my mind. You think I would have, listen, you think I would have, no, I would have been a shell of who I am.
It's okay. We need to look at padded rooms. Got it.
Listen, okay. I was talking to one of my friends recently that she's just going through some things. And I was like, this is a selfish ask. But I know you're going through things. If you got to say you staying for me, stay for me. Because I can't. Not right now. I can't. No, none of y'all need to decide that y'all want to check out of here right now. Y'all would need to admit me. I'm just letting y'all know. Like, if anybody. We
had this conversation the other day.
We literally did. And I was like, if anybody checks out.
I gave a list. I was like, if anything happens to these specific people, come find me immediately. And one, sedate me, whatever that means, and immediately put me in a padded room. Worry about everything else, but immediately. And she was like, got it.
I kept it. I listen.
And I think you said to sedate you.
Oh no, I said admit me to the hospital.
Yeah.
Admit me to the hospital immediately. And I'm not being funny when I say that.
Oh no, I'm not.
Because
we understood the severity. And it was a regular. This wasn't our conversation. It was just what we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, because
you were at a funeral.
I was at a funeral because
that's the thing.
I was at a funeral and I was just like, for me, it wasn't I was there because I'm supporting the person and who they were. Like,
they were big in your family.
Like my siblings, all of us knew this person, and so I was there supporting. And that person's sister was best friends with my sister before she passed. So it was like, I need to be here. But it's like, I'm seeing the impact that people have. And I know that if I lose somebody else, because in that situation, at the funeral, I'm okay, right? Like, mentally, emotionally, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Is this difficult? It's not as difficult as if it was somebody else. Anybody else.
I get it. So, I mean, I get it. I think something that, a little fun family fact. So this past Wednesday was a year for Uncle Harry.
I saw that on.
And so him passing stung. But he had a lot going on, so I was like, it probably is his time because he had too much going on. Because he had gotten sick.
A lot of health issues, yeah.
Yeah. But I was just like, that. He was like a loud cheerleader. And I was like, so that definitely stung.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I was with Aunt Pat that day, and she was she was grateful. Like, she didn't cry at all that day because she was surrounded herself. She made it a point to surround herself with family.
That's good.
And I was just like, if she not sad, I can't be sad neither. So, like, here we are. She ate good, I ate good, and we laughed.
Listen, okay. So, life is very interesting. I feel like after my mom passed, we really had to, like, navigate a lot. And this is kind of like the point in which we really we separated
for 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It was. And I think we maybe seen each other in between.
We saw each other at the funeral and then at
Uncle Harry's funeral.
Yeah.
But also we were at a funeral, so who's has time to do anything?
Right.
And then I think the next time was this
Thanksgiving.
past. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I remember, like, it was immediate. Like, it was at my parents' house. And by that point, I didn't know that you were there because of other things that happened that day.
A lot happened that day. Whole nother story.
So, but I remember walking in, and I don't think I was necessarily looking for anyone, but also the moment you and I saw each other, I think we both had tears in our eyes and just hugged.
Yeah.
And
you were like, "Hey, cousin," and I was like, "Hey, cousin." I was just like, yeah.
And then I remember being like, we have to let go because I'll start crying.
Yes.
And that's what it was. Like, there were other things that happened. There were people that won't be named or mentioned after this. That was like, you and I should stay in contact. Like, we looked super close because they were like, you were with them the entire time at your parents' house. And I was like, well, yeah, like, that's who we are. Like,
yeah,
we do have siblings and, like, our siblings are cool, but, like, if she's there and I'm there, like,
that's who I'm gonna be with. Period.
The memes that are like, you waiting for your cousin to show up at the family event? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's normally Jasmine calling, like, cousin, where are you?
It's between her and our other cousin Nick, like,
the three amigos.
When are y'all getting here? Because I'm ready to go sit in my room. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, in the almost 2 years, like, I feel like so much happened.
Yeah.
And I don't even know
I think there's a mixture of, like, I'm stuck between, like, where to start explaining and then almost, like, does it even matter?
Yeah.
Because, first of all, it was too much. I remember you had a death, and then you told me that about it on Thanksgiving, and I was like, that's too much. That's too much for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then I think we caught up on, like, small stuff, like housework, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then after that, like, it was I feel like that was, like, maybe 15 minutes, and we moved on, like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking like there was no separation or break.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just like, we're back.
Pretty much. Because it's like, I feel like sometimes there's things that need to be said, and sometimes it's like, as long as you're good and I'm good, then,
I mean,
because especially if you, like, the stuff that we kind of explained that happened, the brief things that we explained that happened in the course of that time, it was like, oh, well, life was lifing and hard. And so it's kind of like, when I feel like, how do I say this? You have to figure out, like, how to categorize things when life is really lifing. When life is like, okay, what is my top priority right at this second? Is it just hanging on? Okay, then I'm just gonna try to hang on.
So I think this is also kind of a bit of a revelation, because I don't know how you felt, like, during that time, but I know how I felt. But I also think that, one, it was necessary, because I think you and I, probably our siblings, are the only, like, people that I would support more than you. But I think beyond that, like, for where we were in life, like, the amount of support that that I would have wanted to give you and that you would have wanted to give me, I don't think that we could have done that. Mm-hmm. So I think we needed to separate.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like, I do remember, like, leading up to your mom, like, creating a plan. Like, it was like an evacuation plan. I was like, you're gonna need someone to watch Arden. And I remember, like, you were you weren't doing it. And I remember we used to have nightcaps. Great time.
Great.
Every night we had a nightcap. And I remember at one of them, because you said something that happened with your mom, and it was that night that I was like, you need to find people right now.
Yeah.
And at that table, you like got your people in order.
I did.
And after that, we just let it go. Like, we didn't go back to it. And then I remember I had just gotten to work that day, and you called me and you weren't talking. And I was like, are you safe wording right now? And you were like, it's about to happen. And I was there in 15 minutes. So the plan was, whatever was going to happen, I was going to get Arden and take Arden to where she needed to be. So I did that, and then I came back to the hospital. So
quickly, it was taken care of quickly.
Yeah, within like an hour, because I wasn't far from the hospital either. So I feel like by the time you got to the garage, like, I was like, I'm already here. Like,
yeah.
Granted, it's a long walk.
Like, it was, but it was still, it was all done. I reached out to my friend Whitney, and I was like, okay, girl, today's the day. It's happening right now. So my cousin is gonna bring her over. She was like, okay, we're home. Like, let's go.
And she did Christmas with Arden.
She did
Christmas with Arden, and because I had stuff in my car, so I was like, here's some stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, and I got stuff too. And it was like, without, like, Arden had Christmas that year.
She did.
And I remember we went through the motions of Christmas at my house, to like my family, but I don't feel like I had Christmas that year. So like Arden getting Christmas that year, like, commendable. It was
so great. And it was even, and I'm grateful for you even recommending that I do that, because then it put in place the other additional people that I have in the village that I don't even rely on. Like, one of our mutual friends, she's in real estate to a certain degree, and so she even brought stuff over for Arden. So she had more stuff. She had a bigger Christmas than I know I would have been able to give, because I was not in the space to give it.
I remember telling you, because I had mentioned it before, I was like, hey, do you have people that could watch Arden when all this goes down? You were like, yeah. And I was like, you should probably put that in place. And until the night that, like, we sat down and I made you do it, and I remember telling you, I was like, you are not going to be able to be a mom.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Because I remember how it was with Mandy. And I literally, when Mandy passed, I asked her father, and I was like, hey, can you watch Arden for an additional day? Because I can't right now. And of course he gave me pushback, because of course a man. And
Shouldn't laugh like that.
Of course. And I'm like, okay, so let me really spell out what's going on. I had to, like, spell out, my sister just passed. I need you to watch your child for an additional day. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the condition of your family. I don't expect you to. I was about to say something. Sorry, people. I would. Anyways, I was like, here, like, this is why. So when you suggested that, I was like, you know what, you're right. Because I know how I was with Mandy. This is my mama.
I remember meeting you in a parking lot. You were getting ready to go to rehearsal. And this was leading up to Mandy's actual funeral.
Oh, yeah.
And you had already had a little fender bender. The lady was dramatic, went to the hospital.
It was a man. That man being so dramatic. I literally tapped him. His car wasn't even. Anyways, continue.
But I remember, we met in a parking lot, and I was like, "Are you okay with a hug?" And you were like, "Please."
Oh, girl, yeah.
It was
me, please.
Like sunsetting. Not a great sunset that day. It was like real dark, and then we're just hugging in a parking lot, because this is the best we got.
Yeah. So knowing what I knew about grief at that moment, I was like, you're right. This is the plan. This is the play. I need to make it happen. But also, going back to what you said, it's crazy to think that because of the situation, because of the closest proximity, we needed to separate.
Yeah,
because I can't be what you need and you can't be what I need right now.
It's I don't think I've ever experienced that in life. Because it was like one day we were living together, and it was like we had each other's back. Like, did you eat today? Did you sleep today?
Yeah.
And then silence for 2 years.
Yeah. which is the wildest thing. When you go from seeing somebody and talking to somebody every day to like nothing for 2 years, and I can be like, honestly be like, okay, I had moments where I'm like, did I handle that right? Did I, like, what did I do? Like, was it just the circumstance, or like I was trying to figure it out? And I'm like, I don't know. I was literally, it took me, and I like, now we can sit and say like, I think that was necessary, but like in the midst of it, I was like,
no, I had all the emotions. Like, I remember being angry. I remember like something good happening. I was like, I should tell her this, and I was like, guess can't tell her that. It was just random things that would happen because like our nightcaps were us talking every night about like our day and pouring into each other every night. Like
every night.
It didn't matter what time either one of us got home. Like Arden would be asleep, your mom would be asleep, and it's like, this is what we're doing every night.
Yeah.
And now it was like, it's silent, and I was like, some of this, I wonder how this, like, I wonder what she would say to navigate, like, whatever problem I'm having.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, well, gonna go figure this out by myself. Gotta go figure this problem out.
I think that was probably the hardest part about it. It's like the unknown aspect of like, why aren't we talking? Like well, I don't even know. Never mind.
I remember in maybe the second episode that I was on, I remember talking about how people leave while you're grieving. And I was like, if I knew that was a foreshadow, I wonder if I would have said it. Because I was like, I know for a fact I said it. Because I was like, the way that people leave is insane. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really wish, like, I knew the things that I said were foreshadowing and, like, warnings before, like, take heed.
Yeah,
But again, like, if I knew that this was my bingo card, I probably still wouldn't listen, so.
Oh, of course. I'll find another way around that. Like, it's not going to happen.
Why are you going to tell me I'm not going to talk to someone that I talk to every day?
Yes. It's insane. And the fact that when I say so much happened, you mentioned the death. It was somebody super close like that. That was my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And she is no longer here. I literally took Arden up there a couple of years. It was like after Jamila passed, and Arden was like 3. We went and stayed at her house, and
she was at Mandy's service.
She was at Mandy's service. She was at my mom's service. Yeah. Like, she was a part of the family, and for her to not feel, and this is why I'm like, depression, and this is why this podcast exists, honestly, because there's so many elements to grief. There's so many elements to your mental health that people don't take into account. I feel like she was grieving. I feel like there was a part of Jamila being in her life that really helped ground her.
Yeah.
And that, because she had always struggled with some elements of mental health, like depression and things like that. But having certain people in your life can kind of manage that. And she did not have that. And I don't know, like, I know she had another partner, and I'm not discounting her partner in any way or shape or form, but there's the self-esteem. There's like a lot of things that you can think about yourself that you just.
There was another podcast, this woman was talking about losing her mom, and she talked about like losing your mom, like you'll feel untethered to the earth. Like, you'll feel like you're just floating.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's limited to just your mom.
Yeah.
My friend that lost his wife, I told him, I was like, you're untethered. Like, you are not tied down to this earth. And he was like, well, when does that come back? And I was like, the lady that I heard that from said that it's taken her years. She was at almost year 3 to just feel grounded. Yeah. She was only like about 3 years deep before she was like,
it's crazy.
I'm just now starting to feel or realize like that I should be grounded, and not even being fully grounded. So I feel like with your person, I feel like they were untethered from Jamila.
Yeah. Because they'd still been making a difference in the community, like they were a professor. Like, they were still doing the things, but those day-to-day activities do not ground you for real. They do not keep you where you feel seen and heard and understood. Like, so very interesting. I am grateful for this chance to sit down. I really am.
I'm excited. I'm still pretty excited. I have an uncanny feeling that this is going to be more.
Yes. It will. Because I feel like there's so much that we can talk about, but it's like really understanding like the dynamics that we have and what brought us to this point. Like, over the years, you can't.
Because you and I are only a year apart, and it's like we have. And I remember us talking about this. Like, we have chunks of, like, memories being together. Like, we spent a summer together going to the same summer camp. Yeah. And I remember us talking. We were like, wait a minute. Where was one of our cousins?
Where was
like,
the other one?
We had to go ask. Like, where was this person? Yeah. Because we don't remember them being there at all. And then it was like, that was middle school. And then, honestly, it was like, we're adults now.
It, like, you skip a whole, like,
high school and college. And then it was like, hey, I got a photo shoot.
Yeah. And I think that that's just the way life works sometimes.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, I think us being family is what makes us closer. I think one of my biggest loves about our relationships is that because we're family, there's a lot that doesn't need to be explained. So, like, I have amazing friends. I have an amazing group of friends that, like, I would probably give my life for. But also, you being family, it's still different.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, I don't gotta explain. You already understand why I act the way I do, way I process things. So if I'm saying or behaving a certain way, you already understand. Yeah. Not just from a friend component, but like, I know
like
you.
We were in the trenches together.
Yes,
like, I get it.
Yes.
Like,
so
we both played kickball together.
Kickball in front of our grandparents' house is still one of the highlights of my childhood.
Because our family is that deep that we didn't even need extra people. It was just us.
It's actually crazy. It was literally just us. Yeah. That's it. And having a grand old time. We gonna break this up because some of y'all attention spans.
Mine.
I already know.
Mine.
So this gonna be 2 parts, okay? Because I need y'all to get the whole the fullness of everything, because some gems was dropped.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
you know me, like, I don't realize the things that I'm saying. Of course. She hates it because I just say stuff and I'm like, oh.
You and my sister, y'all just be saying stuff and they be like, oh, wait, write that down, please.
You had a notebook when we lived together. You were like, let me go.
I would. For you and my sister, for both of y'all, because what in the world? But this episode was like us coming back together, really, like, and I'm grateful for this next season of what it looks like, and just
I think we're both in a better place.
Yeah.
Even there was a lot of things that came to an end within the last couple of months. Yeah. So, like, even then, like, even though since Thanksgiving, like, you and I were fine and getting back to where we were, like, in each other's lives, I was still at the end of some other stuff. Yeah. So I feel like now, like, I feel like today is a new year. Yes. So, like,
is it springtime? We're almost. I feel like it's spring, March, summerish.
No, it's spring.
Technically spring.
It's spring.
So it's spring.
I had to think too hard for that.
Spring has sprung. We are here, and all the newness that comes with this. I'm really grateful for this season, and you're gonna see her again.
I'll be back. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
You're so ridiculous.
At all times.
But I look forward to it.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes. It was literally very first season of my other, it was still this podcast. It was
season 1, yeah.
Season 1 of Open Jar Podcast, which is now Black Girl Speak Up. But yes, we're here. Thank you, cousin.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
I will be back.
She'll be back. I promise. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of the Black Girl Speak Up podcast, and we will see you next time. Bye.